I've been using the Aputure 300D for the past few weeks on a few different shoots, and this is what I think about it. The 300D is a daylight LED fixture, and at the moment this is Aputure's highest output light. So in terms of that output, Aputure compares it to a 400 watt HMI or a 2K tungsten light. To what I'm seeing, I could definitely believe that. This output makes this light very versatile because you could actually use it in a lot of situations where there's available daylight and you use this light to either key someone or use it as backlight. I think it's basically very flexible. The build quality is pretty good. Everything feels pretty solid. The light itself is mounted on a yoke. The whole weight of it's not much. You can put it on a lightweight stand. There is a fan underneath the fixture that keeps the light cool. That's a pretty noiseless fan. The only thing that does make noise though is the power adapter. But because Aputure actually supplies you with a lot of cabling, you can put the power adapter far from the set. That's something that we did today, for example. So you shouldn't have any interference whatsoever when doing a lot of sound on location. Aputure decided on separating that power supply from the actual control unit. So the control unit normally would hang probably on your stand, and you can control everything, dim it, put it on and off. And on the control unit is a V-lock adapter, actually two V-lock mounts where you can put on your batteries so you can work remotely. The 300D is a fixture with a Bowens mount, and that means that you can use a plethora of accessories like a reflector, a Fresnel mount, or Aputure's light dome. So this is great because the light is pretty flexible in what it can do, and you can use it in a lot of different shooting circumstances. I got the light dome as well from Aputure, which is basically this big umbrella-like softbox. We tried it in a shoot where we basically used it as the main fill key from the left. The only issue with that particular shoot is that we had a very low ceiling and the light dome is pretty big. The only trouble there was that I kind of wanted the light to be as high as possible. With the light dome on it, obviously you're limited to how high you can actually put the light source. The light comes in a soft case where, well, basically everything is in there. So you've got a reflector in there. You can put both adapters in there. The light itself comes with a strap. It's basically very easy and compact to take it with you on set. There's actually a little remote that Aputure supplies with every light, in which you can actually group and channel all the lights together and dim them accordingly, or put them up or turn them off. It's really simple, nothing too complicated, and it basically just works. There are some little bits that I don't quite like as much, and that is, for example, the control unit and the fact that while it's hanging on the stand, it actually bumps against the stand a lot, so that might damage the unit over time. And that same thing goes for the knobs that Aputure supplies on the fixture itself. When you turn them, they're plastic. It doesn't feel like they would last a long time if they really get a lot of set abuse. Another thing that sometimes takes a bit of fiddling, and we are going to solve with a color coding system, is all the cabling. So you have 4 and 5 pin XLRs, and sometimes on set, if you have to work really fast, this could become an issue where you have to kind of figure out which cable goes into which unit, especially with the power supply and the control unit separated. But yeah, these are little things. It's easily solved with some tape, and well, it's not that big of a deal if you know what you're doing. I think Aputure did a really good job in delivering a solid light that you can use in a lot of different situations, and at a price point of around 1200 US. It's a pretty good deal, especially if this is a light that you want to own. for an owner-operator to own this light, I think it's actually pretty good, and it's pretty good value. So let me know what you think of this 300D light from Aputure by commenting down below, and please like and subscribe, and see you next time.